Today we are in this very nice part of Singapore. This is D50. We are in Frankel Estate area. We're going to bring to you a home tour of a nice semi-D in the Frankel Estate.
You might have heard through the grapevine, good things in the pipeline. I came to make a move. Better watch next what I'm gonna do.
This is actually along this Frankel Avenue main road. This stretch, this is all the shophouses. People who are very familiar with this area, you know that you have your Siglap Centre just right around the corner where you can get all your supermarket and stuff like that. We are just probably about 5 houses from the main road. I think that's really very convenient. You don't really get all the road noise, but yet you are located in this tranquil estate. I think this is something that you should really be considering, and I can't wait to show you the house. Come, let's go.
This feels like deja vu. I just got back from the moon. We better make space in the room. I'll show you how to do the move.
So this is the semi-detached house that we're going to show you today. This is considered a 2-story semi-detached zone. Good thing about 2-story semi-detached zone is that you only get semi-detached and bigger house over here. And that basically translates to lesser density. Predominantly what you get over here, these are all freehold houses. Right now, of course, we have one car that's parked right in here. The owners have done up this swimming pool. Not the usual kind of pool that you get in a semi-detached house. Most of the time, people will just dig through the ground and just fill it up with water. For this is more like an elevated kind of concept. In the event, if let's say you buy over this place and you do not want this pool, then all you have to do is just to empty out the water and level this ground. It is actually much more economical.
Remember the shape of me. The more we see, the less we know.
This house over here, it's a 4-bedroom, 3 bathrooms unit, but it has one room that is connecting to the master bedroom, and I'll call that like a 0.5 kind of room. We're going to share that in details later on when we head in, but right now, let's enjoy this open space area. If you drive and you have multiple cars, of course, you can have one car that's just parked underneath this sheltered car porch. If not, like what the occupants has done is that they turn this into like a outdoor gathering area. Barbecue machine right over here, you can have outdoor gathering. Some of them can be like dipping in the pool as well, and this is very much like a lifestyle kind of concept.
Sparks of life, I'm falling before my...
The side of the house. What the owners have done over here is, of course, a couple of plants along this stretch. Of course, you can always replace these plants with those kind of like tall plants right over here for additional kind of privacy. So you can see these are all the flexibility of things that you can get to enjoy when you are having a semi-detached house. Of course, you can just do a little trellis out here towards the back, fronting to this structure over here. This is actually that Buddhist temple fronting towards the Frankel Avenue. So this is actually the back area, largely their laundry area. So you can see the dryer and the laundry. Over here, there is still one room and a WC. Very quiet. You don't get the road noise despite the fact that we are just about a short walk away from Frankel Avenue. Couple of facts about this particular property. This is of course a semi-detached house, 3,960 square feet in terms of overall size, built up around the mark of 4,000 square feet. You have 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and you have a granny room on the lower level. In terms of the orientation of this place, this is facing towards the southwest direction on the front, the back is towards the northeast.
Tell them all that the party's on. Having fun like a Mardi Gras. Feeling so good that it can't be wrong. Follow me and come see what we be on.
Alright, so now we are going to go into the house. On the ground level, what you would expect to see, this is a little corner area that is more like a flexible kind of zone. It can be an indoor, outdoor kind of space because of the folding glass partition doors. Right now it's being used as a work area. The moment you step in right over here, this will be like your living area, and then in that part of the house on the right side, that is your first common bedroom. It has an attached bathroom, which is a Jack and Jill that can be entered through the kitchen area. Separating between the living room and the dry kitchen is a dining hall, and then beyond that, there will be a wet kitchen. Personally, when I walked in here, it really feels very homely. Ceiling height right now is standing at about 2.6 meters. Second floor ceiling height is about 2.9 meters, but do take note, these are all false ceiling. The reason why they have to compensate for this size is because they do have a cassette aircon that is installed right over here. On the second level, what you're going to get is actually 3 bedrooms, 2 on this side of the house and 1 on the back. And all the bedrooms come with their own attached balcony. think that's great as well. You get the option of stepping out into the balcony if you want to do that.
Together we soar, breaking through the tide. Never slow down, yeah, we gonna ride. Feeling that groove, we gon' make it last. 100 miles an hour, no looking back.
In the main living hall area, should you not need to use this outdoor patio area, you can turn this into part of your living room. Do take note as well, if you notice earlier on when we are outside, the whole entire house itself has not been pushed to the maximum potential. If you want to do an A&A work in future, you can stretch the entrance of this house to the front so you can get a much bigger space internally. Internally right now, I would say that this is actually a very comfortable space. You have an AC right over here, cassette aircon right there that services the dining hall area. You also has an aircon in this little small area right opposite me. These are all window panels, plenty of light coming through. This is actually a understairs storage area, and right over here, this will be the common bedroom that I'm going to show it to you in a bit.
You and me together on the open road. Drop top the ceiling and away we go.
This is the dry kitchen area. This is actually a very good space. You even have space for two doors fridge right over here. This is a movable, but right now I think it's configured in a way that is very optimal in terms of space. Couple of space here for storage. This will then brings you right into the wet kitchen area. I personally like heavy cooking in an indoor space. You just have to separate yourself away from the main living area by closing the door. This can have fumes going out right over here. You're not like cooking outside because there are some configuration of landed homes where the wet kitchen is located outside the house in the backyard area. Over here, this will bring you to the back laundry area that you've seen earlier on. Right here, this is actually your Jack and Jill bathroom that connects you into the first common bedroom that you will see. Let's head in and have a look at the first common bedroom. We have a little pet fur kit right over here. This is actually a very good depth. This is a king size bed, and this is an access into the Jack and Jill that is connected to the kitchen as well. There's actually the wardrobe area. If you want to orientate your bed here, and then you have a study area right at the edge, that is also possible as well. Of course, you do have to bring away this display cabinet.
It's more than we could dream. So alive.
As you know, landed homes in Singapore, they are very scarce. Right now, there are pretty much about 73,000 landed properties in Singapore in terms of landed land plot. It is not something that will increase in supply because after all, the numbers will just basically hovers around that part. We are looking at about 9,400 odd landed homes right here in D15, and if I were to zoom that number down to a semi-detached land plot, we are looking at about 2,500 semi-detached land plot. If I were to make that even smaller and more attractive, to find a semi-detached house in a semi-detached zone where we are sitting right over here, this is even lesser. You are very well connected. You have a bus stop right outside. If you don't take public transport and if you want to head down to the town area, you are very much quickly accessible via the ECP that is just a short drive away. Alternatively, PIE is on this part. But of course, if you are looking at a public transport, we all know how much the Thomson-East Coast Line has transformed the whole entire D15 areas. Kembangan MRT station, if you are in for the East-West line, the other beauty of staying in a Frankel Estate, of course, is the close proximity to East Coast Park. There is actually a park connector at the edge of this Frankel Estate, so I think this is a rare find that's coming up into the market right now. Well, let's head up to the second floor. Because this is a two-story house, you don't have a lift, just a couple of steps. And we are right here at the second floor. So the moment you step over here, you get a small little foyer area. And you notice how well lit, because once again, plenty of windows that allows light to flow through. I'm gonna share with you the first bedroom first.
Yeah, I got that juice. Yeah, I know you wanna come get some.
This is the first common bedroom on the second level, and in fact, I think this room, if you want, this can be a guest room. This has a step down balcony. This balcony is big. In fact, you can turn this area into like an outdoor entertainment area, or if you just want to chill outside. Queen size bed, 5 panels of wardrobe space. This is a parquet flooring. Condition is actually very well maintained. In fact, this is recently being done 2 years back.
I got the passion fruit and the pomegranate. I got the apple juice.
Bathroom was redone. As you can see over here, it's pretty much modern. All the WC has all been changed out. Pretty good size for a common bathroom. Plenty of ventilation. You have actually 4 panels of windows right over here. This is a great space that serves the 2 common bedrooms on this level.
I got that juice, extra sweet. Yeah, I got that juice. Don't ask for the recipe. Yeah.
On the flip side, this is also another common bedroom. Wardrobe is actually right over here. This room comes with this small balcony space. It gives you that connection outside. Queen size bed, good size study table, fantastic room size. Alright, so let's talk about the pricing mechanism of this landed house that we are in right now. When we look at the data over the past 2 years from 2023 all the way to 2025 today, there were only 6 semi-detached house that was transacted in the Dunbar Walk area. In fact, if you look at detached house, there's only 1 out of the many transactions that's happened in D15. And what that means is that basically owners right over here, they are very happy. So of course, we look back at the data. The average semi-detached PSF for 2024 is hovering around 1,900 odd per square foot, and this year in 2025 numbers have risen to about 2,400 odd per square foot. That translates to about $400 over increase in PSF, and in terms of percentage, that is about 22%. So I think there is a lot of demand, and the whole entire price movement and why the price have risen that much is also largely because of the sheer nature of the land plots. Being bigger land size per square foot increase will basically translates to a higher quantum increase as well. So now that you have know what is the past transactions and we want to understand in terms of the kind of like configuration of this particular semi-detached against our 4 different categories in PLB, this, if you were to ask me, stands in the category of 2.5. So as you know, category 1 are basically homes that are purely people that's buying just for the land. They will just basically do a tear down and rebuild. Cat 2 are basically homes that are pretty much about 15 to 20 over years old. You will basically buy it and do some form of like A&A work or major form of renovation. Cat 3 are generally homes that are pretty newer, probably about 10-15 years old. Can be moved in, or you can just do some slight minor renovation and you're able to move in already. Of course, on the highest end of the spectrum, it will be a Cat 4 home, and that are basically developer units that you buy fresh off the shelf. And why do I say that this house stands in the category of 2.5 is because configuration and the structure is fairly old, but the internal condition of the place have been renovated and the condition is very well kept. You don't really have to do much form of enhancements or major renovation work. Bedrooms wise, you have already 4 bedrooms. Condition of the flooring, these are all parquet floorings and they have been varnished. Bathrooms have also been renovated, so these have already been sorted out as well. The swimming pool area has also been added. You buy over this place at a price of $8.8 million, you have already a move-in condition without having to wait, and I think that is an opportunity cost that you can actually save. Now we are entering into this zone. Basically, it's a room before you enter into the master bedroom. I would think that this probably will be like the family zone, where you basically come in here and you can have a zone area for you to sit down with your family members before each of you retreat to your respective bedrooms. You have a door right over here that extends out to the small balcony they've seen earlier on. But right now, what the occupants of this house is doing is using this space more like their baby room. Is within close proximity to where they are residing, so it gives them that convenience of attending to their little ones without, staying together in one room. If you want to turn this into like your work office before your main master bedroom, this is possible as well. Coming in, this is the last room, and this is actually the room for the main owner of this house. Bathroom wise, everything is very modern. You get a good standing shower area. You even have a bathtub area as well. His and her sink that's being done up and storages at the bottom. Once again, bathrooms has all been freshened up, so in a way it's really move-in ready. Coming in right over here, this will be your master area. Along the walkway, they still have windows, a little prep area right over here. Once you step into this master bedroom, notice the arc ceiling, the kind of ceiling height over here. This is actually a very good space. The owners have even have a television right in the front. This is a king size bed. Extending right outside into this master bedroom is the small little balcony that you can actually step up for some fresh air as well. I'm going to cover the last part of this home tour. Just ignore the team. They are enjoying the fur kids. We're going to talk about what's your options when you buy over this place. This place is marketed at $8.8 million, but if you're just looking at this price tag, it's of course a price tag of a certain absolute quantum. But what you're buying into is actually a house that is ready for you to move in. Let's say you are looking for something that you want to do a form of a A&A work or a rebuild. You probably may have to find an alternative accommodation that you can stay. For this place itself, as you have seen from the home tour earlier on, condition is great. So what we are thinking of is that you're entering entering into a freehold semi-detached house in this Frankel Estate. And because it's freehold in nature, you don't really have to worry about the kind of tenure. In future, where your family expand and you need additional space, you can then adopt enhancement in the near future. But in price will also have appreciated as well. So if you look at the various kind of categories and options, there is a Cat 1 home over here that is currently in the market asking for about $7 million. And if you were to factor in the whole entire reconstruction cost, time cost, if you have to find alternative accommodation, the kind of like mental energy that you need to spend about 18 to 24 months to wait for the whole entire construction, that will basically set you back to about $9 million. Or what you get is basically a brand new house. Of course, in terms of new build, it's not that much that's available. I think this is something that is very rare to come by, and I think this will be something that you should really consider if you have been hunting for a semi-detached house in the D15, specifically in a Frankel Avenue area. So I hope that you enjoy this home tour as much as I do, showing you this very nice semi-detached house that's located in this Frankel Estate, specifically the Dunbar Walk area. If you are looking for something along this area, and if you want to buy into a potential of a future kind of like capital appreciation, this is a 3,960 square feet semi-detached house that has been recently renovated 2 years back. Conditions is move-in ready. If you are interested in this house, do reach out to our listing consultants. Their numbers are just right below. If you're interested in our home tour videos or any of our contents that we have, do remember to follow us on our social media platforms. We are available in YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and any of the other social medias. My name, once again, is Wayne. PropertyLimBrothers, always happy to show you another landed home. Alright, now let's head to the staircase. Alright, so this is Yi Jiang, our videographer. He's doing all the B-rolls. Awesome job. Come on, let's head up. There's one more videographer right over here. This is our director of photography, right? Zaki.
Want to be secure.
Look at echo. You say here? You say here, speak.
Hello. Hey, why tak lain for reverb.
Right, over here. Only here.
So you set up the room lah.
Yeah lah, I think the hello. Yeah, I realize when I speak over here, I can hear my echo already.
Reverb. It's called reverb.
It's called reverb.
Yeah.